Well, that is that is funny.
Hey, I'm Scotty D from Your Comedy Minute. I am here with an amazing comedian, actor, writer, producer, you name it. Jolane Ray is here with me. Jolane, thank you so much for being here.
Oh my gosh, thank you for having me, Scott. I'm so happy to
I
be here.
feel like a woodpecker in a lumber yard.
Well, I don't know if
I'm
I've ever
telling you, I'm
said that.
telling you. I have so much to cover with you,
All right.
but I'm going to start with your name,
Yes.
Jolane.
Jolane.
Now, you do a bit about that. Do you want to tell the people about your name?
I do. I would love to tell you everything about my name, but I
Well,
don't know
all
anything
right. Well,
about
let
it.
me go back. Let's go back. You're in Los Angeles right now.
I am. Yep.
Were you born and raised in Los Angeles?
No, I was born and raised in Oshkosh,
Bingo.
Wisconsin.
Bingo. Now, you don't have to do the whole bit, but just tell your name. Like a lot of people, Dolly Parton,
Yeah.
Jolene, Jolene, but no.
Well, now you're taking my joke, Scott, so I might as well just go right into my joke. My entire
No, that's not the joke. The joke's
Yeah,
about your
no.
dad. The
No,
joke was about your dad.
to tell you the truth, I have no idea where my mom got my name from. We're all J something.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, my mom's name starts with a J. I have an older sister. She's Joe Dean. I have a
Yeah,
younger sister. She's Gina, spelled with a J. So
yeah.
literally, I have no idea. And we could not have more Southern names. And we're about as North Coast as you get. Like, so I don't know. I have no idea where my mom got my name from. But
Okay.
I got to tell you, I'll tell you a funny story. So
Okay.
I used to, I'm from Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
Right.
Nobody has my name, I wanted my name to be Chrissy so bad. So when I was outside play, I just wanted a normal name. Like my whole entire name, people have butchered my name. I'm Joanne, Jolene, Germaine. But I will tell you, I answer to every single one of them. And I love it when people butcher my name. It just tickles me in the funniest way. But yeah, so I'm sitting in my sandbox and I'm like, Ma, I want to be called Chrissy. I think I'm about 6 years old or something like that.
Okay.
So she's like, all right, Chrissy it is. And I was like, wow, that's pretty easy.
It's easy.
So all of a sudden lunchtime comes around and my mom's like, Chrissy, nothing. Chrissy, nothing. Chrissy, nothing. Jolane, what?
Yeah,
So
right, right.
I was Chrissy for all about maybe 4 minutes, and I don't know. I love my name; it fits me
Yeah. It's
perfectly. I
and I'm
can't.
sorry if I messed up the joke. I just love
Yeah,
the
you're
part about
totally not going
your
to.
dad
But
and beer, and that's where I thought the joke was.
oh my God, my dad is a character in himself.
Well,
Like,
the whole beer in Wisconsin versus Los Angeles was
yeah,
what
my dad, colorful character. Neither one of my parents are with me anymore. My mom passed when
I
I was
know.
8 years
Mine
old.
too.
My dad. I'm sorry about that.
No, I'm
My
sorry for you
dad
too.
my dad like 12 years ago or so. But yeah, you find out a lot about your parents after
Yeah.
they pass away. Like I found out that my dad was involved in organized crime. Like my sweet little beer drinking dad. And I always say, oh
Like
my
the
God,
Wisconsin Mafia or something, wasn't it?
it was the Milwaukee Mafia, and there's
Right,
actually
right.
like a documentary about it on Netflix. And I'm
Yeah.
going, literally, why? Who would be afraid of my dad? Oh, hey there, this is a shakedown. If you don't pay up, you'll be swimming with the fishes, eh? Well, when the lake thaws out. But, I just can't imagine my dad is like a wise guy kind of guy. But
Right.
it does make sense why some huge guy named Norm, he was almost 7 feet tall, weighed about 420 and he slept on our couch. And I couldn't understand, why is Uncle Norm, he's not my uncle, but
Right.
why
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
Uncle Norm
Oh,
sleeping on couch when there's a perfectly good guest room upstairs. Come to find out, Uncle Norm is like a hitman. All these people are
Right.
gone, so I
Oh
don't feel like I'm
man.
gonna get whacked or anything, so I'm okay. But in my dad, it was low level organized crime,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. My dad and my grandfather. I had an Uncle Tommy and an Uncle Mo, and I had
yeah,
yeah,
everybody's got an Uncle Tommy.
I had an
But
Uncle Tommy and Uncle Mo. But hey, let's move on.
all
Uh,
right.
when did you realize? Because again, I know the answer to some of these, but for people that are just tuning in, when did you realize that you wanted to start entertaining people?
Probably in the second grade. You
That's what
know,
I thought.
yeah, and it's right around when my mom died. I was like
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry
oh,
about
thank
that.
you so much. That's appreciate it.
Well, no, but there's the catalyst. I always ask, what was the catalyst? And that was the
Yeah.
catalyst to make you laugh.
Yeah, well, okay,
What's
so
the choice at that point?
no, it's like you're the weird kid. I mean, I was already a weird enough kid, and
Me
then,
too.
you be the weird one. Nobody knows what to say to you when you have a dead mom, when you're like in the second, third grade.
Look, I start
It's like,
laughing. I'm,
sorry, your mom died. Like,
I'm
I don't know. Like,
sorry.
what do you say? It's
If
weird.
they
So
knew the joke I told you before we started, I, you said dead mom, and I started laughing. I'm such an idiot. I swear to
I
God.
know, right? But you know what? You got to make fun. I will have to tell you, even though my mom died when I was young, I had two amazing grandmothers. I
Wow.
had neighbors. I
Yeah.
had aunts. I really am
Right.
so lucky that I had so many great moms and
Yeah.
dads. So, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, of course I wish my mom was here, but I
Yeah.
grew up great. I had
Yeah.
an
Well, you are great. Let's move on. This is a little comedy show, so let's try and keep it going.
yeah.
You, as I mentioned, there's so much to cover. But you at two, you decided I'm going to entertain people, and you certainly have. You started acting. Is it acting came first?
Yeah, actually I started
Well, probably with
modeling.
commercials, but in other words,
Yeah.
like for here, I'll just give you a tip of the stuff that got me. You did a commercial with John Cleese, Monty
Yes.
Python.
Yes, yes, I did.
How was that?
It was awesome. He's the funniest guy.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Monty Python
yeah, me
fan.
too.
So, I mean, that was like worldly for me. He was so fun. It's a Capsung Bank. I can't even pronounce it. It's a Icelandic bank,
Right.
whatever.
Okay.
Commercial filmed at the Walt Disney Center in downtown LA. We were when it was right when it kind of opened, beautiful. And he was so funny. He's exactly what you think he is. Just one line in jokes, cracking him left and right, left and right. I literally peed my pants the whole entire day. It was
I
so
did
fun.
need to jump ahead because, in other words, I got written down here. Your breakout role was Bad Apples.
Uh-huh.
You were in a batch of movies: Halle Berry, Mickey
Yeah.
Rourke, Robert Downey Jr., and many more.
Lots of them. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
amazing.
but I'll have to tell you something, Scott. It's actually
Let me
it's
guess.
it's comical at this point because I always say to people, "Oh my God, I've been in a lot of stuff," but hold on, now you might recognize me. I might get cut out of everything that I've ever been in, and they only get the back of my head, or like I have a
Oh,
joke.
really?
I played Jennifer Aniston's bridesmaid or maid of honor in that movie Adam Sandler's Just Go With It, but
Right?
it ended up being like just my elbow is all you see in
Are
the
you
final cut of
serious?
the movie. Yeah, it's like, I play a lot of supporting roles. I play like the best friend and
I got I got to stop for 1 second. I had someone on here. He's a black guy, and he said I was in Django Unchained.
uh-huh.
And I said, really? He said, yeah, I was Slave 47.
Story of my life. Story of my life. But
I'm
now
sorry. I'm
it's
sorry.
it's actually funny. I mean, I've been
Right.
in a lot of stuff, but I'm relatively unknown.
Okay. Well, we're going to do everything we can to change that. I think you're
Yeah.
amazing. You've done TV shows as well. Party of
Yep.
Five.
Yep. Again, once again, got cut out of Party of Five. I was
Hey,
let me
who in the
tell
hell
you the
put this
story.
list together? Who in the hell put this list together?
Oh my God. Yeah. So I was hired to replace Nev Campbell. at that time when Jennifer Love Hewitt went to go and do I Know What You
Whatever.
Did
Yeah, she
Last
had a record
Summer.
name. I actually
Uh,
worked one of her records.
oh, did you really?
Jennifer
She's
Love Hewitt.
such a nice woman. And then well, Nev Campbell, I replaced her as Jeremy London's love interest. So I filmed several episodes like over the summer because both of those ladies went off and they did big movies. Nev Campbell
Yeah,
did
right,
like
right, right.
Cream or whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
So I was supposed to, it was the sixth season of Party of Five, and
right.
then filmed all summer long, had a great time, whatever. Probably about 3 or 4 different episodes, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, like a month before it's supposed to season premiere, my agent calls me, bad news, sorry,
You
but they're
got
bringing
cut.
back Nev Campbell to wrap up the storyline. So you're out. It's just like my hometown paper was already did like a story on me. So I had to call them and be like, don't print it. It's not
Well,
happening.
now beyond that, okay, and as if we're only hitting the tip of the iceberg because we got so much to cover.
Okay.
We don't have enough time to get through all of it. We really don't. But you did some Playboy work. In other words, it was uh, they
I
even
did.
offered you to get in the magazine,
They did.
and you
I'm
turned them
not.
down.
I did. So I always say, I'm not a playboy. I'm not a playmate. I just smell like one. Most people won't understand when I say that, and it might sound kind of rude. And I have a lot of playmates that are friend, made a lot of friends that were playmates, and
Right.
I love them, ladies. So I don't say that anymore.
No, no,
But they
and
all
I
smell
only
like
bring it up
coconut
because
oil.
you, again, it's part of the amount of stuff you've done.
Yeah, it was fun. I worked for Playboy Radio.
Right.
I was the on-air host for the morning show. On
You
Sirius
interviewed a ton
XM.
of people.
Everybody, literally every comedian that you can think of, and then a lot of like celebrities, B-list kind of celebrities and stuff. But yeah, I would have to say the most fun I've ever had at a job in my entire life. We would do live broadcasts from the
Right.
Playboy Mansion. I've seen some things, but
Oh, I'll
yeah.
bet.
And then
I love the bit you did about you hosted night calls.
I did. Oh my God, I did the porno show. And
I
I mean,
I
let me
never
just
saw it.
thank goodness. And my dad was alive during that time. And one of my biggest
I saw it
regrets is
before
that I
she hosted
never,
it.
I
Go ahead. I'm
never,
sorry.
um,
I
yeah.
never called in though, and I never called
I'm glad
in.
I'm not doing that joke today. That's funny.
Oh, did I
Yeah,
ruin another joke? Did I screw up another joke for you?
nope. No, I'm not going to do
All
that one.
right, all right. Well, go ahead. I'll shut the hell up for a while.
Anyway, most fun I ever had at a job. Loved that job. It was great, but I had to get back into the real world after a couple of years.
Okay. Well, I don't know where we're at. We do you want to go? Well, you started a production company,
I did. I do.
not
Still have
quite
it.
entertainment. Tell the
Yep.
folks about that. You're working on some stuff, I believe.
Yeah. So it's my own production company.
Wonderful.
I work with a group of people. I have people, that we do our own projects. But as an actor, it's like I don't want to just play and be typecast as certain roles. So I created my own production company, and now I get to exactly. So now I get to
Did you
do
get all those?
my own stuff,
Yeah.
comedy. We really have a broad spectrum, wide range of stuff. We've got comedy, we've got drama, we've got dramedy, we've got, lifestyle. We've got all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. I love my
Well, I love everything you did and continue to do. That's why I wanted to bring it to the forefront. But I can't go without your award-winning short, Here's Jane, I think it's called. Is that right?
yeah, that's exactly what it's called.
Yeah,
And
that was funny stuff.
yeah, okay, let me tell you, do I have a second to tell you the little backstory about Here's Jane? I'm telling you anyway. Okay, so I'm sitting on my couch one day, and I'm scrolling through the channels, and I came about to this show called Criminals Do the Dumbest Things or whatever. And
Right.
this guy ends up, this crackhead kind of type of guy, ends up, he's got, sitting in his living room slash meth lab, and he ends up like dialing the phone. We wanted to dial 411. And for all of you youngsters, way back when, if you wanted someone's telephone number, you could dial information 411 and they would give you information. Anyway, I thought, how funny would it? This is like something I would do. The guy ends up calling 911 instead of 411, and he ends up calling the police on himself, and it busts his whole meth operation. And I thought, okay, I don't do meth or whatever, but I just thought that's so silly. That's something I would do. So I created basically the female version of Dumb and Dumber.
Right.
And it's basically two aging, like middle-aged women that are trying to hold on to their youth, getting through Hollywood and whatever. And that's Here's Jane. I'm Jane, by the way.
Great
That's
stuff.
you know how Beyonce has her Sasha Fierce, her alter ego, whatever. I'm Jane. So
okay, all right.
Everything I write, because I don't like to be bothered with like, oh, do I have to figure out a name for my character? I let that happen like naturally at the end. So every single one of my characters that I write for myself, I call myself Jane across the board.
You didn't look like Jane in that Instagram post last night.
What Instagram post? I don't know what you're talking about.
The one where you're in bed and you got the box, the cat.
You mean the Joan Crawford look?
Didn't look like Jane there. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I'm just playing.
We're all playing.
I love everything you do.
Thank
when
you.
did you start doing comedy?
Well, I've always been a comedian, and I was always a comedic actress. I've always.
I mean, I guess clarify. Stand-up comedy. When did you start doing stand-up comedy?
It was just a natural progression for me. It's always been on my to-do list. And so in 2019, I decided to take a class at this place called Pretty Funny Women. It's an all-female
or something.
Yep, Lisa Sunstedt, my beautiful, gorgeous, super funny Lisa Sunstedt. She was my teacher, and I actually, in my first ever class, this is where I met our wonderful Meryl and our wonderful Helen. We were in
Meryl Climo and Helen Shepard. And
that's right.
Since you jumped in there, and I want to shut up, I'm talking too damn much.
Nope.
You were on Helen's show, Hollywood Confidential or something, or
the Hollywood Reveal.
Hollywood Reveal. There you go.
Yep.
And I did my homework. I'm trying to earn some extra.
I know you're so good. I'm giving you all kinds of brownie points.
Yeah. Well, Meryl and Ellen told you some shit. I better keep it tight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. We'll talk about that off camera. All the shit they're telling me about. Yeah.
Let me check this. Let me check.
I saw that little.
Yeah, it just dropped up there. Keep going.
Yeah. So it was 2019. End of 2019, October to be exact.
Probably.
Whatever. And then, we took this comedy class, and then literally months later, just as I'm getting going, COVID happens and it shut down everything for, and I don't know who, wherever everyone's listening, but COVID in LA lasted 2 years. Like we were on lockdown for a solid 18 months. So that's where my comedy began. And we did, I turned one of my rooms into, I call it the Giggle Hole, which is my home comedy studio, which is Zoom, and I just did a shit ton of Zoom shows and just honed my comedy for that year and kept going. And here we are now. And I'm so happy to be literally in 2021 was kind of one of they were still like backyard shows. And that's when I got to open for Bill Burr. And that's kind of when everything went whoosh. And it had only been my third show ever. So I've been faking it. Shh, don't tell anybody. But I've been faking it this whole time, trying to like catch up to, because I killed it. When I opened for Bill Burr, it was awesome. I killed it. I had one of the greatest shows of my entire life, and till it wasn't. That's another. I almost crapped my pants. I was so nervous.
I'd like to ask you another question if I can, but I don't want to piss you off now.
No.
You have a favorite show that you've done so far, and then maybe Bill Burr, whatever, and then a least favorite show.
I would have to say my least favorite show was at.
You can do favorite first.
Oh, favorite
You
is
have a
actually.
couple. I like you. I'm going to give you two.
Oh,
Two
right. Yes.
favorites.
Um, no, I'm a Comedy Store comic, so I love performing at the Belly Room at the Comedy Store. Those are
Yep.
always my favorite shows.
Okay.
Um, Opening for Bill Burr was great, but it wasn't my favorite. I was so
Go ahead and do
nervous. I
your favorite.
literally crapped my pants. And then my least favorite is at Flappers.
Wait a second. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Go back. What
Yeah.
happened? You crapped your pants.
Oh my God. Do you want me to tell you this? Okay.
No,
So
no.
I was
I'm back at.
I was
Let's
so I
play
was
your
so
favorite show.
I'm going to tell you the Bill Burr thing. I was literally so nervous. I had to go to the bathroom, and there's no way that I could, the line was a mile long. So I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I can go somewhere quick before I have to be on stage. So I head out to my car. And just as I'm getting into my car, the booker goes, "Hey, where are you going?" And I'm like, "Ah." And so I'm like, "Holy shit, I gotta go." So I take a look around my car and I can see plastic bags, handy wipes, and tinted windows. That's right, Scott. I made an executive decision. I headed into my back seat. I did my business, finished up, and just as I'm exiting out of the back seat of
Okay.
my Prius, Scott, holding a bag of my own crap, Bill Burr appears out of nowhere. And I'm like, he introduces himself, and then he
You're
zeroes
holding your
in on my,
shit.
I am. He zeroes in on my bag of crap, and I'm like, holy shit. I think fast, and I say into the back seat of my car, "Be a good boy, Jakey. I'll be back in a little bit." And I quickly slam it shut. And Bill's like, "Oh, hey, what kind of dog you got? I love dogs." And I'm like, Shih Tzu? Like, I like Rose. Anyway,
That's crazy.
I'm writing that into like one of my jokes because
And,
it was
and 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 that's not your least favorite show.
no, that's not my least favorite show. That's probably my second favorite show.
That's my favorite. Go ahead. I want to hear about
That's
the least favorite.
Oh, least favorite, nothing to tell. I
Oh,
at
see, now
Flapper,
that's where I always think the gold is.
but I will tell you, I don't have a least favorite show. I love
Okay.
performing, and even an absolute bomb, I have a great time with.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a lady of a certain age. I don't get embarrassed anymore. I rarely get like nerves or whatever. I love performing. I love being on stage. So, in answer to your question, there are no bad shows. They're all good.
For people that don't know, we've never met.
No,
We
I've never
met
met
20
you.
some minutes ago or however long.
That's right.
So I have no idea. I do them this way because I love the spontaneity. I don't know what you're going to say. You don't know what I'm going to say.
Right.
I would have never imagined you were going to tell me about Bill Burr
Getting
and
in the back seat of my Prius? What? Doesn't everybody do that?
um I'm going to try and move us forward if we can.
Yeah.
You and your husband own some restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is what is it? Swartz and Stacy's.
Warts and herpes? What? Uh,
Swartz and Stacy's. I have it written down because
Warts and Sandy's.
Swartz and Sandy's. I'm sorry. Don't. Hey,
No
look, I'm
worries.
having a hard time reading. You're making me crazy.
Sorry.
But you mentioned it to me,
Yeah.
and then I saw the clip from Vanderpump Rules,
Okay.
and you contacted me and emailed me and said about Tom Sandoval,
Yeah.
and I don't know any of this shit. I don't know
Okay.
nothing.
Google. It was
I did it right before we started.
okay, so
He's the
yeah,
most hated man in the
I
United States.
know. Poor Tom. I mean, I guess.
I,
Whatever. I'm sure he deserves some of it, but
I don't know anything about it other than you and your husband own some restaurants.
so yeah, so the two Toms from that TV show Vanderpump Rules, and my husband's also on that show. He did a few
Okay.
seasons. I made a couple cameos, but nobody knows
Okay.
who I am from there. Once again, back my head. Anyway, no, it's hilarious. It is so funny because, like, I'll go to the restaurant and people will be like, they're in love with my husband, and so they're all like, "Oh, can we get a picture?" And I'm always the one holding the camera, taking the photo.
Oh
I'll
God.
have to say, "Do you know who I am?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, I think you're his wife."
You're his wife.
Like nobody gives a shit about me. It's hilarious. But yeah, so we own that restaurant's Schwartz and Sandy's,
Okay.
Tom Schwartz and Tom Sandoval. So
Okay.
Schwartz and Sandy's. Uh, Pretty famous TV show, Vanderpump Rules. I'm not a
Yeah.
reality TV person. I don't really watch any reality
No,
TV.
that's why I just wanted to bring it because I don't, I don't know anything about it. And then when I saw it today, and then when you say about Googling it, I saw his buddy or something is like in rehab or something. Again, I don't know anything about it.
I don't, to tell you the truth, I mean, I'm friends with Schwartz. Like I see him a lot.
Okay.
I don't even, I mean, I've met Tom Sandoval 100 times, but I still don't think he really knows my name.
Oh,
I
oh,
don't know.
and again, I'd like to thank the crack staff for putting this together. I thought maybe there was a story there.
I mean, not really much of a story other than he cheated on his girlfriend with one of the other cast members who's
Oh,
supposedly
really?
her
Okay.
friend,
Yeah, I
and
don't. I
then the
never.
whole entire Bravo nation blew up and got mad at him.
Oh, really?
But
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know anything more to say about that.
I'm sorry, and I apologize. I didn't want to steer us into the gutter there. It's just again, you have so much you've done.
Well, I've lived a lot of years. There's a
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's why right now I'm not getting enough oxygen. Right now,
oh,
right now,
breathe, breathe.
I'm going through a rather heavy period. So, just because I want to be clear, and I know you're very eco-friendly, and there is so much that you've done, but I want to make sure that we cover what it is now, like your production company, where more stand up.
Yep.
I will try to help if anything on your YouTube
Oh, well,
channel and stuff like that that I can do.
thank you so
Instagram,
much.
anything I can do to help you, I will.
Oh, I appreciate
Is
that.
that where you're headed? I mean, I just kind of
Yeah,
want to steer it
yeah.
towards what you want to talk about.
So I comedy wise, stand up. I'm gonna be in New Orleans at
Yeah.
November 11th through the 18th for the Hell Yes Comedy Fest.
Have you
I'll be
been to
doing
New Orleans before?
no, this is my first time. I'm
No
so excited.
lie.
No, I'm so excited. Um,
Wow, I've been
but
there.
yeah, I think
Crazy.
I'm doing about 4 or 5 shows throughout that whole week. I'm really pumped, really pumped.
One of the most decadent towns I've ever been in.
I'm so excited. I want to explore and I want to just absorb the whole entire town. I have
Okay.
a lot of friends that live there, a good amount of friends that live there. So I'm really happy that they're going to be able to see me perform.
Yeah.
And as far as acting wise, because I'm an actor and a stand-up
Yeah,
comedian.
and I think you do plumbing and electrical work too.
I do. If you know anybody, pass that around as well. I'm quite handy. Um, but yeah, I just finished last week. I did a movie with Terrence Howard, Jeremy
I
Piven,
saw
and
that
Tom
picture on
Hanks.
Instagram. That's amazing.
I know. Did you see it? I beat the
Sure
hell out of
did.
Terrence Howard, right?
I and I'm an idiot for not bringing it up.
I didn't. Someone else beat him up. But
No, I didn't bring it up. I'm sorry I didn't bring it up
oh,
because
fine.
you posted that picture on Instagram and you were so happy.
Yeah, it was I had a really fun time. You know, he's an Academy Award winning actor. I love
Sure.
working with professionals, and he was just so warm and I mean such a generous actor. And then I mean, come on, just an incredibly interesting
Yeah.
human as well. I really
Cool.
didn't know a whole lot about him kind of going in, getting that movie with him and we just had some great talks on the set about all the stuff that he's a very smart man,
Okay.
extremely intelligent guy.
Wait, well, you did a 180 today. You went from a really smart guy to an idiot. But I mean
But
well. But I mean well. No, seriously, please cover anything else where you're going, and as far as production company or anything else you want to mention. You just finished that movie.
yeah,
Can
so
you going to continue to do
um,
stand up? You plan on doing
yep,
stand up now for as long as you can do it?
yep. I love doing stand up. I mean, my
I love
ultimate.
having you. I think you're great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I want to do stand up. So I want to be a touring comedian. I want to go
Okay.
see the whole country. I want to go to Europe. I
Good.
want to, I want to tour. I love entertaining audiences and I love meeting people. So that's definitely what I want to do. But I'd have to say, my number one goal is I'm an actress, so my ideal would be to be a series regular in a comedy TV show.
Okay.
That's like, that's my end goal. I mean, not end
Okay.
goal.
No, it's fine.
I'm not going to stop till
It's
someone
kind, it's
stops.
kind of what I was looking for, but I'll say this, and I believe you, and that's why I'm interested because you've done so much. I don't think anyone can stop you.
No, I'm unstoppable. I'm
You
just
know,
going to keep going.
and drive and desire.
Yeah. And I mean, whatever. I enjoy doing this stuff. I like laughing. I have fun with it. It's not work to me. So I'm just going to do it until I can't
Cool,
anymore.
cool, cool.
You're going to have to kill me to get me to stop doing what I love doing. And you know, uh, it's been nice to me. I've had a great career. I've, enjoyed every second of it.
I don't like when I talk too much, but I could relate when I asked you earlier about when you decided you wanted to do entertainment. You said when you were two. I knew early on I was going to be in the music business. I knew I loved music, and I just knew it.
Yeah.
And I just admire someone that drive and desire that you just don't stop. And I've
Yeah.
been blessed. I met Ringo Starr, Dave Matthews, been with all ZZ Top, Cheap Trick,
That's
and I'm
awesome.
just, but the other part of that is it's like these are slippery for me because someone that's done so much, but you still got a lot you want to do.
Oh my gosh, I feel like
And
I haven't
that's
even
like
done
me.
anything.
All right. So a friend of mine, Webb Wilder, said, "So now you're doing comedy." Well, I'm trying. I'm
Right?
trying.
Listen, after comedy, I want to sing. I want to be a singer,
Jolene,
whatever.
Jolene. Oh, I'm sorry, Jolane. We'll make it. We'll write a new song.
We'll rewrite that song. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Well, we're just about out of time, and you know what time it is for me, don't you? Or what time it is for you?
It's the comedy minute.
Yeah. So let me do a formal introduction. Jolane Ray, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
Hey, well, my entire life, whenever I meet new people for the first time, they always want to sing me Jolene, 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 Jolene. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. And I love the song. I mean, it's a great
Yeah,
song. It's
Jolene.
just a little awkward for me, mostly because my name's Jolane,
Yeah.
spelled with an A. So I always say, I'm one letter away from taking your man. And then I always ask, I get it. Jolene's an unusual name. And I've often asked my mom, like, where she came up with it, but I can never get a straight answer from her. The last time that I asked her, she said that it was my dad's idea. And
Right.
that's when I knew that something was up because I know my dad and he's a super great guy, was a
Right.
super great guy.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure if he had anything to do with it, my name would be Beer. And in my dad's defense, though, it was his favorite thing, and we're from Oshkosh, Wisconsin, where it's everybody's favorite thing.
Right.
So knowing my drunk ass parents, there's a pretty good chance I've figured out that my name's just a typo. And so now like you had said, I live in LA and I love it here. I know LA gets
Okay.
such a bad rap sometimes,
Yeah.
but I mean, we've got everything. We've got the Lakers,
Right.
we've got the Rams, and
Right.
hell, we even have the Kardashians. But ironically, there's a lot of Lakers that have rammed a Kardashian.
Oh,
Oh,
kids.
oh. And oh my gosh, J Lo and Ben Affleck. I can't believe that they're gonna like, are they together? Are they not together? It's so sad. They can't make up their mind. I've always wanted one of those, like, really, I admire them. They have those cool combined couple names. Like,
Yeah.
I've always wanted one of those. Like, Brangelina or Benifer. But
Jennifer. Right.
yeah, my hubby's name's Greg. That makes us Grow Lane. We sound like we're the generic version of Rogaine from the 99-cent
Grow
store.
Lane. Grow Lane.
Grow
Oh
Lane,
gosh.
Grow Lane, Grow Lane.
Yeah.
And then, also living in LA, it's pretty hard as a woman. I mean, there's so much that you
Sure.
have to keep up with. I mean, hair, nails, lashes, whatnot.
Right.
I've now found out that as women, we're supposed to be concerned with our assholes. I'm not talking about my asshole, Greg. I'm talking about my other asshole. I'm talking about anal bleaching.
Anal bleaching.
Yeah,
Okay. One
Scott,
at a time.
Scott, it's a
Go
thing.
on.
I know you don't believe me,
No,
but
no, I believe it. I read
it's
about
a
it.
total thing here.
Anal bleaching.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it
So, hey, a ringtone.
then. No, I'm gonna go for a sandy blonde so that my carpet and drapes match my ottoman. As in out of there, man. And that's my comedy minute. I'm done.
Jolane, you're the best.
You are the best,
I
Scott.
think the world of you. Let me stop the recording so we can spend a minute or two off the air, okay?
All right.
I love you. I think you're great.
Thanks. I love you too.
I had fun.
Yeah.